Hi, today I'm taking you on a journey to ancient Rome, but don't worry, there won't be dates or battles. I'll show you what everyday life in this ancient city really looked like. Imagine waking up in ancient Rome. The sun is just rising, the city's still sleepy, but the streets are already buzzing. Someone shouts out the price of olives, a cart rattles in the distance, and the air smells like spices. Rome never sleeps, because trade here is the foundation of everything. Meet one of those who keep this city running, the merchant. He doesn't wear a senator's toga, but his coins have real power. He sells olive oil, wine, spices, even silk, if he manages to bring it all the way from China. This kind of merchant is more than just a seller. He's a strategist, a negotiator, sometimes a risk-taker, sometimes a smooth talker. He works in the forum, at the ports, and the markets, anywhere there are customers. All right, let's step into the shoes of a Roman merchant. Let's see what his morning really looks like. A day for Marcus, our merchant, starts before dawn. First, he checks if the shipment arrived intact. Once a mule dropped wine amphory straight into the gutter. Disaster. Then he arranges his goods, places the olive baskets where they'll catch the eye, and wipes down the fabric rolls. The best ones go up front, the stained ones tucked away in the back. When the first customers arrive, Marcus already knows he'll need to lower the price of spices. The guy across the street just got a fresh delivery too. It's going to be a long day. All right, now let's take a closer look at where all these goods actually came from, and the long journey they had to make before ending up on our merchant's stall. Goods were brought in from all over the world: grain from Egypt, olive oil from Spain, silk from China, spices from India. In Rome, you could buy things that traveled thousands of kilometers, thanks to ports, caravans, and trading ships. Pepper from India was so expensive, it could cost as much as a slave by weight. Silk, Romans had no idea how it was made, seriously. They thought it grew on trees. Some goods had stamps on amphory, just like today's logos. And yes, there were fakes. People sold watered-down wine as authentic from Gaul. Sounds familiar. Trading ships arrived at the port of Ostia, and from there goods travelled by cart into the heart of the city. We're talking mass logistics, without GPS containers or Amazon warehouses. And here's the twist: many traders weren't Roman citizens, they were Greeks, Syrians, Egyptians. The elite looked down on them, but used their services gladly. We've seen where the goods came from and how they were transported, but that's just one side of the coin. Because trade in Rome wasn't just about goods, it was about power, influence, prestige, and tension. Now let's take a closer look at the social status of a Roman merchant, and why not everyone liked him. Even though he earns well, not everyone respects him. The Roman elite values a name more than money. But the merchant doesn't have to prove anything. He knows without him, the city wouldn't function. Marcus knows those looks when he enters a banquet as the sponsor, yet no one leaves a seat for him at the main table. Thank you for the wine, Marcus. You can leave the jugs by the door. But at the forum, or the marketplace, that's where Marcus is king. People know him, talk to him, ask about prices and recommendations. Among the plebs and freedmen, he's respected more than many wearing a toga. He may not wear a senator's ring, but his decisions shape entire neighborhoods. When Marcus stops importing olive oil, prices soar, and people notice. He knows it, and he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. The merchant is just one cog in the vast machine of Rome. Though he plays an important role, he doesn't act alone. Behind every item he sells, there is someone's labor, hands, skill, and experience. Now, let's step into the world of those who craft these goods. In ancient Rome, Craftsmen were an essential part of city life. Though they didn't enjoy the prestige of senators or wealthy merchants, it was their work that shaped daily life. They produced everything the people of Rome needed. Craftsmen in Rome weren't only men, women and even skilled slaves were among them. Some worked independently, while others served wealthy patrons. Many were part of collegia, guild-like associations that protected their interests. In a dusty workshop behind the insula, the potter begins his day before sunrise. The clay, brought from a nearby depot, must be prepared, moistened, kneaded, and cleared of stones. He knows its smell and texture by heart. Using his wheel, he shapes amphorae, bowls, and all lamps. Each hand movement is precise. There's no room for mistakes. Finished pieces dry slowly before being fired in a kiln that reaches hundreds of degrees. The potter doesn't just create, he studies the market. He knows what sells, which shapes and patterns are in demand. Sometimes he makes custom pieces for wealthier clients. But most of his work ends up in marketplaces, taverns, and the kitchens of everyday Romans. Now let's step into a workshop filled with the scent of wood and the sound of chisels. Meet our next craftsman, the carpenter, whose work blends strength, precision, and an eye for form. He's known the scent of wood since childhood, learning the craft from his father, and now running his own workshop. He mainly works with pine, oak, and cypress. Each type of wood has its own properties, some soft and easy to shape, others strong and moisture-resistant. The carpenter makes furniture, doors, frames, as well as wagon parts, tools, and carved decorations. His shop is filled with the sounds of saws and chisels and the smell of freshly shaved wood. Tools hang on the walls, and the floor is covered in shavings. Some clients want simple work, others demand luxury, with intricately carved table legs and inlay. He works long hours, often by candlelight. His craft is more than labor, it's art, something that may outlive its maker. Let's leave behind the scent of wood and enter a place of fire, smoke, and the sound of hammer blows. We step into the forge, where the blacksmith shapes metal and gives strength to everyday life. The blacksmith is strength, precision, and endurance combined. His forge is alive, flames roaring, hammers striking metal, and the smell of heated iron. He works in the rhythm of fire and smoke, transforming cold ingots into tools, nails, knives, and even armor parts. It's a respected trade. Without the blacksmith, there would be no buildings, no chariots, no soldier's sword. His skills are vital in daily life and times of war. Every object that leaves the forge carries the mark of his strength and precision. Sometimes he creates something special, a carved handle for a patrician's home, or hinges for temple doors. Though surrounded by fire, his mind must stay cool. Metal does not forgive mistakes. Let us leave behind the blazing forge, filled with smoke and heavy iron. Now we enter a very different world, quiet, precise, woven from warp and weft. Meet the weaver, whose hands provide Rome with both everyday fabrics and festive finery. In the shadow of columns or in a household courtyard, you can hear a soft rhythm, the weaver at her loom. She works for hours, drawing the weft through the warp, creating simple cloths and intricate patterns for tunics, curtains, or banners. Each piece is a product of focus and endurance. Weaving is a craft, but also a legacy, skills passed down from mother to daughter. Clothes are expensive, and good fabric is a treasure. Weavers work for their families, but also take commissions. Their textiles reach markets, patrician villas, and even Roman legions. Some dye their fabrics with natural pigments. Others embroider with wool, linen, or even threads laced with silver. Their work is often overlooked, yet without it, Rome would be bare. The weaver's quiet work brings our journey through Roman workshops to a close. From the fire of the forge, the scent of wood and clay, To the soft thread passing through steady hands, each story is a part of something greater. Now it's time to look back once more at those whose daily labor sustained the rhythm of the eternal city. Merchants and artisans, absent from grand chronicles, yet present in every stone, every cloth, every tool. They didn't shape Rome with speeches, but with work. Their hands, modest workshops, and quiet rituals of the day now offer us a glimpse into a world without screens, but full of rhythm, sense, and sounds. This is just the beginning. More stories await of those who lived within this world. This is just the beginning. More stories await of those who lived within this world. The echoes don't end here, they will return in the next story. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story.